Ready to go.
All right. Coming up full power.
Copperstate traffic, Cessna 4962 Delta is 10 miles to the southeast.
What is the ideal rotation speed, man?
About 55 knots.
55 knots, okay.
Casa Grande traffic, red RV is left base, final for 5, full stop, Casa Grande.
That should be good for him.
Nice.
All right, now we can go.
All right, red RV.
Now we can go somewhere and have a little fun.
That sounds great.
Take off, Skyline 0 November.
If you want to call a right-hand departure, I think we can do that and not be in anybody's way.
Okay.
1 minute.
Casa Grande traffic, red and white Sling departing right crosswind, Casa Grande. And then you can go up on the flaps if you want.
Springman 06 Hotel Sierra, left cross.
And then we can pretty much leave it configured like this. When we cruise cross country, we turn off one of the fuel pumps just to save the fuel pump.
Ah, okay.
But when we're on a short flight like this,
you leave them on all the time.
Leave both them on, yeah.
Okay.
Then we can do this if we want to. Oh, rock and roll.
There you go. A little lower the nose just to check for any traffic. I don't see anybody out there. Oh, of course, that was about the right number. You want to do 75, right?
Yeah, 75.
So typical climb, en route climb, or climb away from the airport, 75? Yeah. What's best angle?
The best angle is about 68.
Okay.
And we normally at BY about 75 on departure normally. Cruise climb about 90 is reasonable.
Ah, okay. Well, let's see what that cruise climb looks like, just to give our viewers in the camera eye here, if we're looking at that. Oh yeah, then you got tons of visibility. But for that, I need a little more trimmed down.
Yeah, and
normally we're in full power here.
Normally at sea level,
I'm going to back off on the power actually a little bit. We don't need to climb fast here. Let's save a little fuel.
Okay. Normally at sea level, we'll climb out at about 900 feet a minute. A cruise climb of 90 knots. We're now doing about 650 feet a minute, but we moving.
Yeah, we're clipping right along at, well, there's 85 knots right there, so if we go to actual full cruise climb here, 90 knots, which we're coming up on, that is what it looks like. And it almost looks like level flight, and we know we're doing, well, I backed off on the power, so we're probably not climbing as much now, but we're still climbing.
Yeah. And you've pulled the throttle behind the 97% mark because we're clearly burning economy range fuel burn. We're doing 4.4 gallons an hour.
Ah, there it is. Okay, nice big number. I like that. And showing manifold pressure as well. A lot of information on the MGL. Which unit of yours is this?
This is the 10.4 inch, the biggest touchscreen we have. It's got integrated moving map, engine monitoring, checklists. It controls the transponder, the Modes transponder, which is mounted behind the panel.
Okay.
It controls the radio from the airport database. For example, we can just click on Casa Grande over here, click on airport info, and we can set Unicom to the standby of the radio, and we can go to the airport. So I just clicked on an airport, and I set the frequency to the radio.
Yeah, beautiful. That's nice.
So it's all nice and integrated.
That's beautiful.
Like any system, it takes a little bit of time to get used to. But
yeah, there's so much information on these panels these days that they do take a little acclimatization.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We're up to about 3,000. That puts us about 1,500 feet above the ground. And I'm going to give you the airplane back, and you can go ahead and demonstrate a couple of stalls for me.
Okay, so I'll start with the power off stall. So I'm just going to clear the area a little bit here. I'll just have a look at what's going on around here. We've got plenty of places to land around here, so that's not going to be an issue.
We got a lot of places to land, that's for sure.
And for better visibility, I'm just going to open the sunshade over here for a little bit. And I don't see any traffic.
None out to my side that I'm seeing.
And I'm going to pull the power back here. I want to throw a little bit of flaps down. We're in flap speed.
Okay, we've got 2 notches coming down. We're in the white arc.
And I'm going to establish a stabilized descent and keep it coordinated, and I'm going to gently pull it up into a stall.
All right, I'm going to follow with you without interfering on the controls.
That's great.
60 knots, 55 knots. 45.
And there's a buffer there, and it's actually not stalling, so I'm going to add full power. But basically, it'll start buffeting and the stick will start shaking.
It was very clear there, right close to stall. Didn't do it much ahead of time, but which is what you want, of course. You don't want it to be making noises until it should, but it was clearly protesting, like, hey, something's wrong. Wake up.
Exactly, and then I'll demonstrate a power on stall for you now.
Okay, that'd be great.
One more look at what's around us.
Always a good idea.
And I'm not going to pitch up to a very high deck angle, but I'm going to just slow down, put one notch of flaps down, and get us slowed down a little bit. And there's 65, there's about rotation speed. I'm going to add a little bit of power and pull the nose up.
Simulated departure stall here then.
Keep it coordinated.
My goodness, that's a steep deck angle.
And there it goes. It's kind of a bit of a mush at that attitude. A bit of a mush, and the recovery is pretty straightforward.
Excellent. All right, why don't you go ahead and while we're at it, do an accelerated stall then, either direction.
Okay, there we go. I want to pull the power off.
Stall to the right.
Okay, we've got one notch of flaps, and I'm going to get it going in a turn here. Keeping it coordinated.
50 knots. 45 knots.
And it just kind of mushes down. I didn't actually do an unstall.
Yeah, you didn't really do hardly anything. So
yeah, I just let it kind of mush out of it, and I didn't have to pitch forward too much. And it kept pretty good stability.
It did. Yeah, and I didn't sense any tendency. Wing dipped a little bit, but it didn't want to drop that way, and the recovery was fairly instant. That's true on a lot of light sports because they have wings that want to work better at lower airspeeds. Yeah. But nonetheless, this is very docile and nice. So
exactly.
All right. So yeah, I was going to ask you that next. Go ahead and let's see what she'll do here.
Okay, great. So I'm going to get
now we're coming up to full power. We're at coming up on 5,500 RPM indicated.
Yep.
On the MGL EFIS, EFIS.
Exactly, and now we are this is pretty much level flight attitude, and we're a little above max continuous power right now, so let me just, are we climbing? Now there's a lot of updrafts here,
yeah, right.
Going to mess with
It's a little hard today to get real numbers out of it, but we're giving people an idea anyway, so.
Yeah, so we're doing about 109 knots max continuous at this density altitude is about 5,000 feet over here.
Right.
About 109 knots, which is kind of typical for a fixed pitch prop like this. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
At sea level, we'll do about 118 knots.
Okay. And if you go up to altitude and it's cooler, what's the max you've seen on it?
Then we end up, if you get up to 10,000 feet, your indicated airspeed ends up going down to about 95.
Okay.
And the true is about 120 roughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, of course, with true, you can do any number you want. It's only the indicated that ASTM specs call out.
Exactly.
And I am getting this. I hadn't even really noticed this down here before, but I'm getting there's a lot of airflow. Plus, I can see out there. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Actually, almost too much wind.
Yeah, totally.
So that's a lot of air coming in. But you know what? You can't have too much air in a cockpit, I think.
Totally. One of the nicest things about the Sling is that the handling is extremely light. It'll fly like a gentleman's airplane with just fingertip control, and it's stable and doesn't have any adverse kind of pitch instability problems like a lot of small airplanes have. It doesn't want to get into pitch oscillations. And it'll fly like a gentleman's airplane, hands off, with very little control inputs. But then the beauty of it is, if you do want to fly the airplane a little bit like an aerobatic airplane, it really will do exactly what you want it to do, and you don't have to be afraid to put a few G's on it, because the wing is designed for a much higher weight than what the airplane is flown at.
Okay.
Light sport, so you can get a good turn rate on it.
Yeah, definitely. That was. I don't know if you've done the 45 to 45, but
yeah.
Okay. So do it again now.
Okay. That's about a little more than 45.
Okay.
Been a bit of a climb, and here goes another 45.
1001 with that. Well, geez, that's less than 2 seconds.
That was a little bit uncoordinated, but what are you going to do?
But it's very fast is the point. Very snappy handling, and yet not twitchy in the least because you had your hands off of it while we were in a bank turn. So very good.
Exactly. So if anyone likes to fly an airplane, then it gives you what you want.
Okay.
Controls.
I'll take the controls again. And so I'm going to go do my usual little drill here. I like to find some straight line that's out in front of me there. There's a roadway over there. We'll we'll come around for that, depending on what you want.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do that, then just don't push it so far. But
Exactly.
you can make a very gentle turn here, too. So, you know, you don't need to do that, but if you snap it over there, it's going to go.
Yeah.
And I didn't add any power. Now we're at 5,000 RPM. I started that out at about 3,300, and we're banked over pretty good. Feels like more than 45 to me. Come around another one. Easy to hold the altitude. I didn't do any trim. I didn't add any power. I've got 3 pounds of backstick pressure, maybe not even that. So not very much needed. If I relaxed it, it would drop, as you could see there, but not much. And it's very easy to hold the altitude. My little drop, I did lower 50 feet, but hey, 50 feet is not bad for a 720 steep turn. So let's see how good I do the other way. In my experience, you can usually do the better one way than the other. Rolling out, checking for traffic. Looks like we still got it to ourselves. Pretty easy this way too. My altitude's holding pretty steady. Still the RPM, I guess I bumped it a little bit here, about 52 now. And our speeds are about 100 knots. And now I need to put a little more backstick on it. It's still holding up there pretty good in a fairly steep bank for a steep turn. So we've got a nice handy little canal down there. Oh, there's a road under construction, or I don't know what that is. Anyway, I'm going to go do some S-turns across that. Another little coordination exercise I learned from my flight instructor days. And we have a little wind blowing on us now, so that'll test my abilities a little further. That road.
Yeah.
Wind is acting on us. That's the test it's supposed to give you here. So,
Bam, right on it. And we're at the same altitude.
and at the same altitude. Well, you know, I wasn't even paying much attention, so I got to give credit to the airplane on that. It's just a very nice, as you said, your gentleman's description. I like that, and yet I love that it'll really crank over when you want it too.
We fly, that runway is 1,400 feet at Sun and Fun, and we get off the ground. Of course, it's grass, so it's real draggy. We get off the runway at 900 feet.
Ah, okay.
With at max gross.
At max gross, okay. Well,
so we measured
so there's
it out.
some real good numbers for you. Yeah. So on this firm surface here, even at full gross, I mean, no problem. You can operate off that field easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
About the only thing different is you'll stir up a little dust, but
yeah. Casa Grande, traffic red and right, Sling is on the left, downwind, runway 5, Casa Grande.
Final check, I don't see anybody else, so.
Casa Grande, red and white, Sling, left base, runway 5, Casa Grande. And then with this airplane, if you ever high and are trying to get down, 1 and 2 notches of flaps does add drag, of course, and lift.
But 3
notches,
is the Zenith Highway.
3 notches is really a big drag, a drag adder.
Okay.
So if you're ever trying to get down, 3 notches, just go straight to 3 notches.
Yep, I was a little high again. I got 2 white lights, so that was a good time to try that exercise. And power's low, speed's a little bit lower than I wanted it to be there. We'll come back up a little bit. Fly it down toward the runway. And the round out.
Very nice.
All right, that's it. We're going back in.
Oh, nice.
I'm not going to take any risk on blowing it.
Yeah, you see, that to be able to land on the mains and not touch the nose is fantastic.
Well, it's a very nice flying machine, no question about it. I don't doubt that you're enjoying it and your customers enjoying it. How many are flying in the U.S. right now, Matt? And then tell me internationally as well.
Yeah, right now we have of course the market in the United States is a little bit soft, but we're hitting it hard nonetheless. And we're very happy. We've got about 20 slings in the United States in various forms. We've got about 10 that are flying now, which we're very happy with. And pretty much every month or two, we've got a new sling coming online in terms of flying, either someone building an airplane or new ones being delivered.
What's the ratio of fully built to kits?
Well, we've got 10 flying and 20
2345
and 10 being built. So
So about half and half then.
Yeah, and then we're also very excited. We've got several flight schools in the Los Angeles area, particularly, that are using slings and having wonderful success. So we just a new company called OC Sling Aviation in John Wayne, Orange County Airport in Southern California, has started up, and they're immediately busy with students who are just so happy to be flying an airplane like that. We've got 3 slings in a flying school in Torrance now, and there's one in Reno in a flight school that's doing incredibly well with Paul Hamilton. So, and then several other schools in the LA area. So we basically are starting a network of flight schools teaching people to fly in the sling, and it's being incredibly successful just because people love to fly it. And new people coming into aviation, they want to fly a new airplane that's modern with glass cockpits with a bubble canopy and a stick and that flies well. They kind of they're not of the generation that is enthralled by an old Cessna as great as the Cessna has been for aviation worldwide. People want something new when they learn to fly.
Sure. That makes so much sense, you know. I mean, those old airplanes will keep flying for a while. There's plenty of people who want to buy those, but I think a lot of people, you know, new is nice. No question about it.
Yeah. So we're very happy with that. And then we've got the quick build kits coming off the line now. So we're going to start our first few quick build kits on the 2-seater and the 4-seater. And those save a lot of time for the kit builders, and then we keep going ahead with the ready-to-fly airplane. So we're very happy with the way things are going.
All right, so let's talk about shutdown, and then we'll kill the cameras and the audio and all the rest of that. So what's the shutdown procedure now?
It's pretty nice. Shutdown procedure is we hit all the electronics.
Okay.
And then we pull the power to idle, of course, but we hit all the electronics. Then we turn off lane B, wait a second, and then turn off lane A. And what that does is it kind of slows the engine down a little bit slowly, so it doesn't have that very hard rotax shutdown. So these 4 switches, then B, then A, then pumps off, and then master off.
All right.
The Copperstate Fly-In has been bringing aviation enthusiasts in the southwest U.S. together since 1973. This year we are thrilled to be hosting the Copperstate Fly-In at the Buckeye Municipal Airport, KBXK, in conjunction with the Buckeye Airfair. The dates for the fly-in are February 8, 9 and 10, 2019. We anticipate that the 2019 Copperstate Fly-In will break all of our previous attendance records. Admission and parking to the 2019 Copperstate Fly-In and Buckeye Airfair are free, including the 2-hour air shows, beginning at noon, Saturday and Sunday. So make sure to join us for a weekend of free fun for the entire family. See light sport aircraft, experimental aircraft, ultralights, vintage and military aircraft, as well as action-packed demonstrations. Visit the many educational forums, aircraft displays, youth activities, or one of the over 100 vendors. Copperstate Fly-In Inc. is a volunteer-run, non-profit organization dedicated to promoting recreational and general aviation through events, scholarships, and public education. Proceeds from the Copperstate Fly-In help support scholarship programs for youth seeking careers in the aerospace industry. Copperstate is the largest fly-in of its type in the western United States and the 4th largest fly-in in the U.S. We look forward to seeing you, February 8 to 10, 2019, at the Buckeye Municipal Airport, 3000 South Palo Verde Road, Buckeye, Arizona.